we are going to learn the sixth chapter of social studies, that is population. What is population? Generally, the people living in a country, the total number of people together we call as population. Total number of people. Total people means like men, women, boys, girls, old people, children, small children, everyone. All together we call as a population. So all of us know that India is a vast country with huge population. India's population is huge. According to 2011 census, India's population is 120 crores. India's population is 120 crores. So now again we are going to get a census in the year of 2020. That means in the year of 2021 we will be getting the census. Prior to 2011, when we got the census, that is in the year of 2001. According to 2001 census, India's population was 1 or 2 crores. What will be the population of India in 2021? Big question. So obviously if you see, it may be near around 142, 143 crores. Approximately, not accurately, approximately. So here, this population growth is generally, if we consider from the year of 1951 till 2011, population has been increased tremendously. By the year of 2021, again, it is increasing. All of us know that India is the second largest country in the population. India stands second in the size of population. As well as I think everyone knows what is the place of India according to the size. According to its size, it stands in 7th place, whereas in population it is in 2nd place. And all of us know that the first place is backed by China. So India is the second most populous country. So here generally if we see, we say population growth. What is this population growth? The increase in the population is called as population growth. So this population growth is considered as a major problem by many of the people. Always people generally say that because of the population growth, there is a scarcity of employment, there is a scarcity of resources, there is a scarcity of things, increase of population. Because of this increase of population, more and more number are utilizing more and more resources, so the scarcity is created. So like this, people sees generally the population growth as a big problem to the nation or to the country. Is it a problem really? Do we think that population growth is a problem really? No, it's not a problem. Accordingly, with the growth of the population, even we need to find the resources in a planned way, planned proper activities need to be conducted. So this planned asset or the planned action of people as well as the government, then the growth of population will not be a big problem. Out of the total population, as I said, these 120 crores, so near about 121 crores, 62 lakh, something change it is, okay, approximately. So out of these 121 crores of Indian population, 92% of people work in unorganized sector. So 92% of people work in unorganized sector. So generally, what is this unorganized sector? If you people remember, we have learned in our third lesson regarding these organized and unorganized sectors. Okay, unorganized sector is that where we don't have a proper planning as well as distribution of the production and distribution. When we don't have a proper planning of production and distribution of goods and services, that we call as unorganized sector, like agriculture, mining. That is like these many assets are there where we don't have job security, where we don't have other facilities, where workers are paid less. Like this, we have many issues with the unorganized sector. So these 92% of the total population of India work in unorganized sector for their livelihood. Okay, then what are the other factors? Then what about this population? Whether the growth of population is advantageous or disadvantageous? Is it a problem or is it an added benefit for the nation? That we will be seeing in our upcoming topics. So the next topic what we have is growth of this population. Generally, who will be considering or who will be calculating this population and how the population will be calculated? Who will do this? After how many years this population calculation will be done? See, generally for every 10 years. Already I have studied here. In the year of 2001, the census was taken. Again in 2011. Again now we will be having in 2021. So after every 10 years, the population census will be calculated. How it will be calculated? It will be done by the government by making the government employees, like maybe government teachers or maybe the workers, clerks, like revenue workers, tahsildar office workers, like this. All the government employees will be going to house. Okay, they will be going house to the people So in every village, every town, every city, and they'll calculate by taking their names, number of people in the family, like what is the range of education, what type of what religion they'll be following, then what is their economical status, what work they'll be doing, how they are earning their living. Like this, all this information we'll be getting not only about the number of people, even we'll be getting about the income of the people, along with that even the religion of the people, and also the number of people living or dead, that also we will be coming to know according to this census. Then who will be doing this means the register as well as the register general and the census commission. Register general and census commission is a board who will be conducting this work, survey, as well as even they'll register the number of birth as well as the number of deaths also, and they'll give a clear picture about the population of our country. And also along with these, even sometimes during the time of elections, general elections in our country also, likewise, like there we'll be getting some picture about the adults, like who has completed the age of 18 years. There we get some picture. Like this, we have different categories, different measures to note down the population of a country. Say for example, for every 10 years they'll be taking the population. So what type of changes they'll be getting? Say before 10 years in our family, there were near about 4 plus 3, 7 members were there. But now we have only 5 members. Like this, where are the other 2? They have been expired. So again, by the next census from 2001 to 2010, this was the scenario of our family. Then by the year of 2011, scenario was different. Again now, by the year of 2021, then this 7 has been went to 5. Again this 5 has went to again 11. Like marriage, then children. Like this, that means in these changes, before that the family has only 5 members. In the year of 2011. By the year of 2021, the same family will be having 11 members. That means 6 members have been increased. Like 3 couple as well as 3 children. Like this. So the number will be increasing and decreasing. Here the number has decreased. Here again the number has increased. That means the number of births and number of deaths also will be confirmed and will be registered through this census department by the register commissioner as well as the election commission and then the census commission. So like this, 3 different types of boards will be working for the register of birth and deaths in our country. So the next census in our country we will be getting in the year of 2021. So this is about your population, introduction of population, and how the population census will be calculated and how the people are engaged in different types of activities. So next topic we will be learning about different types of age composition. Age structure or age composition. So in our previous topic, we have learned about the population and its growth and how the population will be calculated and all this. Now we will be learning about age structure or age composition. What is this age structure or age composition? See, generally here we have, in my family, we have 3 types of people. One is small kids who are of 1 year, 2 years and 3 years. Another one is from 20 to 40 years of age, and another one is 50 plus years of age. So here we have 3 different categories of people: myself, my children and my parents. Like these 3 categories. The same way even the age composition also has been structured into 3 levels. Here we have 3 levels of age composition. So what are the 3 levels? The first level is, that is 0 to 15 years, whom we call as a children. Second is 15 to 59, whom we call as adults. And the third level is 59 and above, whom we call as the senior citizens, or in general times, old people. So there are the 3 different age composition. So what is this? The first is 0 to 15 years of age. What happens in this 0 to 15 years of age? They are called as children. What will be their characteristics? What are the characteristic features of a children? Children of these, that means from just born, that is 0 to 15 years of age. This is a age which we consider as a tender age. And this tender age or the childhood, that means where here the people are depending on someone for their livelihood, like maybe food, cloth, shelter, education and all the things. That means they are dependent on the elders of the family or the parents. It's completely depending stage. So this we call as a tender age or the dependency stage, where the children will be depending on their parents for their livelihood. Again, the second stage is adult age, that is 15 to 59. This age generally we call as adult age or the earning age. Adult age or the earning age. That means from the age of 15 years to 59, here people will be generally, they will be starting earning. But you can find some of the people in and around your own surroundings or in your own village or your own town, that the children who is below 15 years of age may be working in a mechanic shed or maybe a hotel or maybe a provision store or a kirana shop, or somewhere you can find the children below 12 years or 15 years of age working. According to the law, the government of India as well as even the government of our states also has been regularized. Children below 14 years of age should not be kept under any employment. If that is the case, then they will be punished. If you are giving employment to any of the child, a boy or girl who are below 14 years of age. So that also has been considered. So the age 15 to 59 is considered as an adult age, where the earning stage of a life, where people will be earning money and they will be taking care of all the things like children, house, their education, providing shelter, cloth, all these things. So this age is also called as a very crucial age, where human beings will be earning a living. The next what we have is 59 and above of the 59 years of age. This we call as senior citizens, or generally we call as old people. So what actually happens here? Here not all the people, so there may be some of the people who have been worked in the government service, either maybe the state government or central government. At that time also, even after crossing 59 years of age also, they will be getting pension. And other thing is, some of the people will be having their own family business, so that people also will be working and they also will be having a livelihood. That means they will be earning money. Like that, we have some categories of people, a group of people, some set of people who are working even after the age of 59 years. But on an average, generally, majority of the people takes retirement after 59 plus years of age. They will not participate that actively or directly in earnings, okay, like what they have been did from 15 to 59. Okay, very few people will be participating directly, like by working, and they will be earning money. But majority of them will be like maybe getting pension or maybe a family business, or this type of traditional activities will be carried out. Maybe a farmer. So like that, these people will be working, but majority of the people will be retired. That means this stage is also again dependent stage. So these two, stage number 1 and stage number 3, both depends on a second stage for their livelihood, for their activities, for their survival. These 15 to 59 age is very crucial and important in a human population. So next what we have is sex ratio. So what is this sex ratio? Sex ratio is that the availability of number of women per 1000 males. Availability of number of women. Availability of women per 1000 males. So the number of women available for every 1000 males, that we call as a sex ratio. So according to on an average, the Indian average sex ratio is 940 female for 1000 males. 940 for 1000 males. In the year of 1956, 51 or 56, during that time period, the number of female was 946. That means when compared to 1951 until today, by the year of 2011, the sex ratio has been deteriorated, it has been decreased but not increased. Why? Why there is a discrimination among the girl child? I think if you can think for 2 minutes, then you'll come to know what is the picture. Why there is a discrimination, why there is a less number of female when compared to the males. Because of Indian society is called as a male-dominated society. Generally, we call it as a patriarchal society. So, what is this patriarchal society? Male-dominated society. That means woman has given a second position in the house as well as given in the society, in the Indian societies. Okay, particularly. Here we have some of the countries where the female number is more and male number is less. Even in our country, we have some of the states where female are more. Like we can take the example of Kerala, where we have 1040 female for 1000 males. Whereas in Telangana state, it is 988 out of 1000 males. Whereas in Punjab, it is 880 and Haryana 870. And in USA, it is 1050 female for 1000 males. That means female number is more. Even in Kerala also, the female number is more. Whereas in Telangana state, it's 988. That means almost close, not that bad when compared to the other parts. When compared to it is more, even when compared to the national average also. That means, okay, here the change has been occurred. What type of change? How this has been happening? How to change this scenario? What are the precautions to be taken? The first and foremost thing is awareness among the women education, girl education. So these are the things where it creates a difference in the society for giving priority, or like male dominated societies will be changed. Because here we had many things when we compare, when we check. According to me, according to my knowledge, before 15 to 20 years of age, I have experienced many of the people who are surviving, who are saying that we don't want a girl child. If they come to know that a woman is pregnant and going to get a girl baby, immediately they used to abort that. That means to kill that baby, because they feels girl child as a burden for their family, for the education and all these things. Because generally they will say that if it is a boy, if we can spend money on that, if we invest money on him for the sake of education and other things, after grown up, he'll learn and he'll take care of our parents. But whereas a girl child, generally it is an opinion of the people that girl will be, even if we make her to educate, and if she is employed, if she is earning, she'll go to their in-laws house, but she'll not stay in the father's house. So this type of thinking was among the people. And even they used to feel that it's a heavy expenditure for the marriage and other things. We need to give dowry and other things. Like that, the parents used to think, and they started avoiding the girl child. Because of that reason, even the government also has been made strict rules like banning of the sex determination. That means we cannot check when a woman is pregnant. We cannot check whether she's going to give birth to a baby boy or baby girl. That sex determination is also banned or strictly prohibited in our state, as well as even in our country also by the governments, to stop killing the girl child before she takes birth. But here we have some of the societies where we give equal importance to men and women. Now the scenario has been changed when compared to past 2 decades. The scenario has been changed. Now even the parents are saying, some of the parents are saying, we want girl child, girl baby. We don't want any boys. Some of them say, yes, we need both. No mind whether boy or girl, no problem at all. And here, even till today also, again here we have the people who belongs to same 2 decades or 3 decades before, how people used to think like, we want a boy child, because they'll take a family name or her. So this type of thinking we can find in many of the people. But when compared to earlier period, earlier stage, the scenario has been changed. Most of the people are thinking broadly, and they are giving equal importance to both boys as well as the girls. But it was once upon a time where girl used to be sent to the government schools, whereas boys used to send to the private schools. More benefits and priorities used to be given to the boys where compared to the girls. So that type of situation was, because of that reasons we can find low female birth out of the men when compared to in our country. But slowly slightly the scenario has been changed. If this same continues, the same way of thinking continues, then definitely there may be equal number of male and female, or sometimes more than the male, even the female also may be the number. So like this we have different types of things. Even along with this, even the different types of scenario, like even the religious issues or religious beliefs or family traditions. These type of things were also one of the reasons for the gender bias. That's what we call as sex ratio, discrimination on the girls. According to me, and according to as we are the people who are getting educated and who are literate, we need to say that there is no gender discrimination. Both are equal, boy and girl, or men or woman, whoever it might be, both are equal. There should not be any discrimination among the boys and girls or men and women. Both are equal. How they are, even the same way you are. But here we have different types of scenarios. Somewhere I have read that according to the psychology, generally men is physically strong, whereas woman is mentally strong. So like this, if you are strong in this way, they are strong in that way. So even I have read somewhere about this thing. So like this, we have different types of issues regarding the gender bias. So next topic what we will be learning is about the literacy rate. Literacy rate. What is literacy first of all? Afterwards we'll discuss about rate, but what is literacy in general? Literacy is that when a person, generally when we compare someone can read and write something and understand something, that we call as a literate. Then what is the definition of literacy? Literacy definition is a person aged of 7 years. A person aged of 7 years, at the age of 7 years, if a person is able to read and write and understand any one language, read, write and understand any one language, so that person needs to be called as a literate. So the person who is able to read, write and understand any one language, that person is said to be as a literate. So here, what is this literacy rate means? Out of 1000 people, how many are these literates? That we call as a literacy rate. When compared to the previous period, that means from the year of 1947, we got independence in the year of 1947. During that time period, the India's literacy rate was only 12%. In the year of 1947, India's literacy rate was only 12%. Whereas by the year of 2001, the literacy rate has increased to 64.84%. It is 64.84%. Then by the same year of 2011, the literacy rate of our country has increased to 74.04%. This is the literacy rate of our country which has been increasing tremendously. In the year of 1947, it was only 12%. In the year of 2001, it was only 64%. By the year of 2011, it was 74.04%. Again, here we have a differentiation. As I said, there is a discrimination. In this 74.4%, it is 82.14% is of male, whereas 65.46% is of female. As I said, discrimination, gender discrimination or gender bias. Because of that, there is a difference in this age literacy percentage. But when we compare to the result, generally, if these are literacy rate, but generally if we compare to the results of any of the examinations, like national level or state level examinations, like maybe 10th standard SSC board, or maybe the intermediate, or maybe some other any competitive examinations, the percentage of girls will be higher when compared to boys. I didn't mean that boys are not studying, but okay, they are. But more number of girls are more when compared to, even though they are less in number, but their percentages are better when compared to boys. But even though there is a discrimination of these thing in our literacy rate also. So I think now everyone understood what is literacy rate. A person at the age of 7 years, where he can write, read and understand at least any one language, that person is said to be as a literate. And the literacy rate of our country in the year of 1947 was 12%. In the year of 2001, it was 64.84%. In the year of 2011, it is 74.4%. And out of this 74.4%, 82.14% is of male, whereas 65.46% is of female. So even here also we have slight differentiation or bias among the partiality you can call, or maybe discrimination you can call, that we can find over here. The next what we have is working population. So already we have been discussed about this working population. Can you people rewind once? Can just think what was this working population. So working population is that where person is earning money. That is, what is the age group? 15 to 59. So the age group of people between 15 to 59, they are called as a working population. So here out of these 15 to 59, people are working in different ways, like maybe a farmer, maybe a laborer, maybe a teacher, maybe a doctor, etc. Like this, we have many categories. We cannot say only this category, but there are many categories where we have different types of people working. That means earning money by doing different types of activities. That means here, when we work domestically, that means I'll be cooking in my house. But if I cook food in my own house, is there someone going to pay me for that work? No, that is not considered. So these domestic activities are unpaid homework. Apart from that unpaid domestic activities, when we do something, when we get money, that we call as a working population. So even at the age of 60 or 70 years of age, 70 years of age also, some of the women will be cooking in the house, but they will not be paid. But the same thing, when a woman is cooking in a hotel or in a restaurant as a chef, then definitely she will be paid. So like this. So the working population is from the age of 15 to 59 years, and that is also considered as an adult age where people will be earning money to feed their families, to take care of responsibility of their children as well as their parents, and to meet all sort of expenses like food, clothes, shelter, medical, emergencies, all these things, all the categories of activities will be done. So what type of works people will be doing? Different types of works. There may be a shopkeeper, there may be a businessman, or there may be a person who will be maid, like a cleaning and all these things will be done. So all these are the activities where you are earning some money by doing some activity that we call as a employment, and through that employment only this working population will be earning money for their survival. Next what we have is changing population size that we'll see in our upcoming topic. So now we are going to learn about a topic called changing population size. So how it will be changing the size of a population? What is meant by size of a population? Can we show this size, or this size? No. The size can be of the number of people, 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 1000 people, crore people. We have been learned in the year of 2001 it was 101 crores India's population, whereas by the year of 2011 it was 121 crores. Then by 2021 what will be the number? That means the size is increasing. Population size is increasing. This we call as changing population size. So here we have three important determinants which are called as our deciding factors of the population size. They are birth, death, migrants. So what is this birth? Actually, we call it as a birth rate. So what is birth rate? Birth rate is that number of live births. Number of live births in an year out of 1000 people. Number of live births in an year out of 1000 people. This we call as a birth rate. That means the number of people taking birth in a year out of 1000, that we call as a live birth. That means okay, number of children will be taking birth, but it is not that all will be surviving. Some of them will be dying at very early age. And also out of 1000 people, how many are taking birth? Okay, the ratio in an area we have 1000 people, in that particular area, how many people are taking birth? That is also called as a birth rate. So here, this birth rate as well as death rate. So what is this death rate? Number of people dying. Number of people, okay, dies in an year. Same again, out of 1000 people. So out of 1000 people, how many number of people are dying in an year? That we call as a death rate. Then what is this migrants? People moving from one region to another region, or one village to town, or one state to another state, or one place to another place. Movement of people. Movement of people from one place to another. From one place to another place. This we call as a migrants. That means migration of people, movement of people from one place to another place. So these are the three factors. See, birth rate, as I said you people in the earlier discussion when we had, so at that time I have said you people, in my family there were 7 members, again it came to 5 members because of the death rate. So the population size in my family has been decreased. Now again, from 2001 to 2011, again the number has been increased from 6 to 11. Again because of the birth rate. Is that clear? So again migrants. Because of this migrants also, because I haven't got married. Okay, my wife earlier she used to stay in some other village. Now she is staying with me in my village, in my house. So all these three can be experienced in my own life. Like birth rate. Okay, I got 2 children. So then death rate. 2 of the people have been expired in my house. And migrants. Here about 3 new people has came to my house, and 1 person has been went to some other house. Like I have a sister. She got married and she went to her in-laws house. So she has been went. Again, I got married, my brothers also got married, so some other 3 people have joined our family from some other place to other place. So this is also type of migration. Not only this, even people like, see, I belong to some other place, but coming here to the Hyderabad and working here in Hyderabad, this is also a type of migration. So here, my name will be noted by the census department in this particular town. Okay, this many number of people are living in my village, in my native place. There they will be keeping that, okay, not staying in this particular house. That means I will not be counted in that population. Okay, even though I am the native of that, but at currently I will not be counted there, but I will be counted in the place where I am staying. So this we call as a population size. So here the population size can be denoted in 2 ways. The first thing is absolute numbers. What is this population change through absolute numbers? Absolute numbers is equal to population at later date. Population at later date minus, that is minus population at the earlier date. Population at the earlier date. What we get? Say for example, later date, that is 2011 later date, my family is of 12 members, whereas earlier date, that is 2001, my family members is of 5 members. So now we are minusing this earlier date will be minus from the latter date, that is 7. So population has been in positive numbers. Here if it is in negative numbers, say for example here it is 15 and here it is 12, then that is 3. Population has been decreased 3 people. So at that 3 will be of decrease in the population. So in this time period of 10 years, population decreased in my family. If it is the number is as it is only 12 and here it is 7. So the population has been increased 5 people. That means here my family size has increased. If it is in negative, it will be decreased. If it is in positive, it will be increased. So this we call as a change in a population size. Okay, it will be maybe positive or it may be in a negative also. It will be in both. Then how we will be calculating this in percentages? Generally, see here as I said, the population birth rate as well as the death rate. So these need to be calculated. Say for example, India's birth rate is 29 people and death rate is 10 people. In an year, in say for example, in the year of 2017, India's birth rate is 29 people, where death rate is 10 people. So out of this, what will be the population, number of population adding to the total population? That is 19. 29 is the birth rate. In that 10 people has died. That means not that people. Out of the total population, 10 people has died. When this 29 is added to the total number of population. Say for example, in the year of 2017, India's population is 200. Birth rate is 29. So 29 people are born. Total is 229. But again here 10 people has died. Then minus that 10. So only 219 people is the total population of our country. So what is the growth rate? How we will be calculating that in a percentage means that is 1.9%. Okay, 1.9% will be the total populations. Percentage in population growth in percentage. So at that particular time period, we will be assuming that India's population has growth rate of 1.9%. So like this, here we have different categories of to mention the growth rate as well as the death rate. Okay, growth rate as well as decreasing rate. So India's population is increasing tremendously when compared to the time period of 1947 till today, that is 2018, India's population has been increased tremendously. But when compared to the last 2 decades, the population has been not increasing that much because of different types of activities, like government has been launched different types of schemes as well as the policies. Like we can say, the government has been launched. I remember very well that V2 Rs 2, then V2 Rs 1. Like this, that means we are 2, like myself and my wife. We need only 2 children, maybe boys or maybe girls or maybe boy and girl. So like this V2 Rs 2 was the one program launched by the government. Another one is V2 Rs 1. Okay, that means we are 2, wife and husband. We have only 1 child. But generally, before 2 or 3 decades, it was not that one. The population was not controlled. Generally, people used to think like, okay, we are 4 in a family. That means we are 4 in a family. But we all the 4 doesn't have, no one has more than 3. We have only 2 each. That means the way of thinking of our parents have been changed. The way of, because here day by day the cost of living is also increasing. My grandfather had 10 children. Okay, 7 girls and 3 boys. Whereas my father has only 4 and we had only 2. And the coming generation will have only 1 or maybe 2. That depends on their own way of thinking and that particular situation in the society, and many more other factors need to be considered. Because day by day the standard of living and the cost of living is increased. When I was in my school, my total academic year fees in my 10th standard was only 3,000 rupees. But whereas now my niece is going to school of 2nd standard, I think, yeah, 2nd standard. The total entire academic year's fees is 40,000 rupees. Once you think, where is 3,000 and where is 40,000? So like this, we have a lot of differentiations in different types of things. At that time, the cost of petrol was only, when I started learn my bike, 2-wheeler, it was in my 10th standard, I think so, approximately. At the time, the cost of liter petrol was only 38 rupees. But whereas now the cost of 1 liter petrol is near about 90 rupees, 89 point something, it is approximately 90 rupees. That means what is the change? So because of this cost of living, and even the parents also will not be able to provide more and more things to their families. Here in your textbook, page number 79, they have given a cartoon picture. 2 people, wife and husband, holding many children on their head on a wooden plank. So the wooden plank is completely bending. That means it is difficult for them to hold them. Their capacity is less to hold them. Whereas the beside picture, wife and husband, they are holding a wooden plank, only 3 children are there. So when compared to these family, they can survive more and more happily. They can provide more benefits and more things to their family or their children. They can give a good education, good health, and all the facilities to be provided to the children by their parents if the children are less. So that means according to our economical position also, we need to think about giving birth to the children at the age of when we are in a position to earn. And again, not only just giving birth to a children is not the important only the thing. Even we need to give them better education, better health, and to provide all the facilities, good cloth, shelter, and all the many more other things are there, which will be coming up in a day-to-day process. So all these things need to be substituted, need to be provided by the parents as it's their own basic and fundamental right. So without providing all these facilities, even we cannot claim the children to be the perfect and to earn a happy living. So like this, the population size and the family size also will be making a lot of difference in a population. Say for example, there may be a family whose economical position is very less and they had many children in their house. At that time, they may not provide all the facilities to all the 10 children in a family. Maybe 1 or 2 without providing facilities by making use of their own knowledge of they may grow up, but all the 10 will not be in that position. So like this, many problems will be coming up in the society, so that we feel population growth is a problematic because we are making it as a liability rather than as an asset. In 9th standard we have been learned about liabilities and asset. Liability means which cannot be utilized, which we are not using properly. Asset means which we are making use in a perfect way, that is called as asset. So if a population becomes an asset, then definitely it's an advantage, but if it becomes a liability, definitely it is not an advantage. It's a burden, and generally called what we speak about the population growth, all the disadvantages as well as the negative comments or whatever it might be, that will be coming true. So with this, I'll be completing this topic. And next what we have is the population density. What is this population density? What I mean by population density? So till now we have been learning about, just now I have been said you people, India population is 122 crores. Or 121 crore point, 121.62 lakh, something change it is. So likewise, here we are saying, then what is this density again now? Density of population means the number of people living in an area, in a 1 square kilometer area. What is the area? 1 square kilometer. In 1 square kilometer. Number of people. Number of people living in 1 square kilometer area is called as a density of population. So according to 2011 census, the density of India's population is 382 persons per square kilometer. This is on an average of the India's density. But here in our country also we have some of the states where the density is very high. Like say for example in the state of Bihar it is 1102 persons per square kilometer. Whereas in Arunachal Pradesh it is only 17 persons per square kilometers. Okay, so likewise here we have some of the states where like hilly regions like Arunachal Pradesh as well as the eastern and northeastern states, there we have less density of population when compared to here we have some of the cities like Calcutta, Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad. Here the density is more because of the availability of different types of things. Why people will be moving from place to place, migrating from place to place. Why the density of Hyderabad is more when compared to other area means because Hyderabad is providing different types of resources or different types of activities and many ways for the livelihood of the people. So people from the rural areas will be migrating to Hyderabad. So here we will be having more people. Generally, where if you wanted to settle in your life, generally where you will be settled? Definitely where you get a better opportunities for their survival, where you find all the resources in a place, there you will be having. The density also will be more. On an average, the India's density of population is 382 persons per square kilometer in the year of 2011, whereas it is varied, it is different from in different states. Like it is near about 1102 persons per square kilometer in Bihar and some other states. And in Delhi also it is more than 1200 people per square kilometer because of its what you can say, it is a capital city and many other things are there. Even in Hyderabad also not less than 1100 people per density of per square kilometer. Again in Hyderabad also we have different areas where we have more density and less density again. So like that means it depends on the facilities, amenities, as well as the resources what we get or what people require for their livelihood or in their day-to-day activities, there people will be moving more and more. So that we call as a density of population. And in Arunachal Pradesh, we have the least density, that is only 17 persons per square kilometers. With this topic, we are completing the lesson of population. So if you have any doubts or any other things, you can ask me in the comments. Thank you very much.